everyone, this is Mystery Review, DAP Review. Okay, as the title says, it's for the Onkyo DP-S1. Why am I doing this in 2019 when this product came out a good couple of years ago? Well, because it's the price that I paid for it and the value for money that it presents for now. So DAP, for those of you who aren't aware, I'm not sure why you'd be watching the video if you weren't aware what a DAP was. It doesn't stand for Dirty Aunties Pants, like some of you might think. It stands for Digital Audio Player. Now, like the majority of people in the world, I used my phone for, and have done for quite a few years, different iterations of my phone, for my music. Obviously they do it to a degree, but I didn't realise just how poor the sound quality could be, and as I'm moving on in my years, I prefer good sound quality over bad sound quality, obviously. Now, this is my most recent phone, Huawei Mate 10 Pro. Got this in, I don't know, January 18, so what's that, 18 months ago? And as is the way nowadays, no headphone jack, which I knew when I bought it. And the sound quality, well, shall we say, leaves a lot to be desired. I wanted to go back to my Samsung S6, but the reason why I had to buy a new phone in the first place is I dropped my Samsung S6 in the toilet just as I was flushing away the remnants of a meal from a few hours ago. Not the time when you want to drop your phone in the toilet and then drag it out of the toilet, trying not to touch what was in the toilet being flushed. Unfortunately, well, the phone still worked, but you couldn't charge it up through the charging port, through the micro USB or USB, whatever it was on the Samsung. It would only charge wirelessly, and the charge didn't last very long. So I then ended up going, because the sound on this Huawei with its own headphones or with that dongle, so it wasn't very good. So I went back to my old HTC M7 or M1 version 7, which has got decent sound, but that doesn't hold the battery charge very long either, and it's only 32 gigs of memory and whatever. So that was no use either. So I looked for some DAPs, and cheapskate that I am, I was looking for around 30-40 quid, and then PayPal popped up and said you can have 12 months interest free on purchases over £150, and I saw this one did plenty of checks on it, and somebody was selling a bunch of them on eBay for 190 quid, so for £15 a month, it's a bargain. People raved about them, good 4 stars out of 5 generally, a couple of years ago, and that was when they were 380 quid. So this is why I'm doing this video in 2019. This is the unboxing experience that I had. That's it. Okay, it did have a plastic bag on it, but that's the unboxing experience. For £380, that is a shocker. For £190, it's pretty shocking, because all you got was that, a film screen protector, and that. I don't even think there was a charging lead in there. There certainly wasn't a charger in there. Oh, and it tells you on here, this is one of those little square scan things. This is a scan thing if you want the manual. Yeah, so that's the unboxing experience. Brilliant. Okay, so on to the DAP itself. Quick rundown. You have got volume control on the side. You've got a lock button. You have got the USB, I don't know, C, is that? I lose track. There are 2 micro USB sockets, which will take up to 180 megabyte cards, I believe. Sorry, 128? 126? Yeah, 128. Somebody apparently says you can put 2 512 gig cards in there, so you get a terabyte. Well, I ain't paying the prices for that, so I'll just stick with, I've got a 32 which is full, and a 64 which is not even halfway full. Play, pause, skip tracks there. 2.5mm balanced, which I don't really know much about, but if you've got some balanced headphones, then you're an audiophile. If like most of us, you've got normal headphones, they will be 3.5mm. Excuse me. Power button and the screen. Sound wise, which is what we're looking for, way better than any phone that I've had. And as I say, the HTC M7 phone was a pretty good phone for sound in its time. I know people who have got the LG, one of the LG series phones, which say they've got twin DACs, digital to analog converter, so they're very good. Haven't heard of them myself, but to be honest, since I've taken my music off my phone and put it onto here, the Huawei did supposedly play FLAC files, as this does, but the difference in sound quality is, well, this one makes you sound like you're almost in the room with the person, whereas the Huawei sound like you were listening to them in a little tin bucket. So the sound quality, much more open, much more airy, a lot more separation, all that kind of pizzazz that you would hope for and indeed expect, and I got it all. Now, a few specs. I'm not a tech head, so I'm going to read them off the box. Twin DACs. Now I think the twin DAC is when you're using the 2.5mm balanced. You could also output DSD from the USB socket on the bottom. Not really sure what that is. There is a written review somewhere that talks about it and how you do it, and it's obviously on Onkyo's website. You can still find the details of it in there. 2 slots, which we talked about, for your memory cards. So 16GB internal, and then 2 slots for external. It'll do up to 192 kilohertz, and it is also, it will upgrade, or whatever, I don't know what it's called. It will improve the audio quality up to 32 bit. Now I've no idea how it does that. It's some clever processing inside, but it does actually make it sound a little bit more open. There are plenty more specs to be going on with. At this moment, I'm not sure if they're on eBay, so I'll try and get that information as well, and I'll speak to you all shortly. Okie dokie, and we're back. Just while I'm waiting for it to have a bit of charge pumped into it, I'm using the iMutu charger, which I bought recently on eBay, $21.99. Sorry, on Amazon, $21.99 free delivery. Because I dropped, I drop a lot of things. I had a Orki, or Anchor, Orki I think it was, one for what I was using, 20,000 milliamp, and I kept dropping it, unfortunately, so got it wrecked in the end. Okay, so a few specs on the audio player while we are waiting for it to charge up. Twin DACs and amps for the balanced audio. So I'm not sure what the balanced does. It's something to do with driving more powerful headphones and bigger headphones. The headphones I've got are, I have done a separate video on them. Currently I'm running the SoundMagic E80 headphones. Brilliant sound off these. I was just running a pair of Samsung normal phone headphones off them, or the headphones that come with the phone, which I thought sounds all right, but as soon as I put these on, I thought, wow, big difference. And I've got my Virtu headphones, which I've already done a review on, and I am in the process of getting some AKG N20Us, because Richer Sounds are currently doing them at 50 quid, and I've got some Richer Sound vouchers, so I think it's going to cost me about 30 quid for them, so they should be arriving forthwith. Okie dokie, off the website we have got twin DACs and amps for balanced audio, universal music support. It doesn't do everything. It doesn't play APE or APE, and it doesn't play Windows Media Audio. I think there's 1 or 2 very random things it doesn't do. However, if you've got something like Timber on your phone, it will change an APE file into a FLAC file fairly quickly, so that's not a problem. Control playback with your smartphone, which is actually what I do. So I use my smartphone to control the playback with it with a basic app, which is always quite nice. Let's give you a bit of a blurb on the website. The DP-S1 condenses blue chip DAP performance into a palm-sized package with a form factor to fit daily life. Yada yada yada. Twin Sabre amps and DACs, so they're pretty good quality after doing all the background checks that I did. Balanced and unbalanced outputs. It will drive 16 to 600 ohm headphones. Now, if they're unbalanced, it goes up to about 300 ohm. If they're balanced, it goes up to 600. Slight drawback with the screen. Now everybody's used to sort of, 6 inch. Everyone likes a good 6 inches, as your mum will attest. But this is a 2.4 inch screen, massive 320 by a 240 pixel touchscreen. So it's 2008, 2009 phone screen technology, but who cares? It's a music player at the end of the day. I don't really care what the screen looks like. I can see what it says. That's all I'm bothered about, and I can hear the sound difference between this and my phone. Dual band, don't know what this is. 5 gigs, 2.4 gigs Wi-Fi. Endless music streaming. Oh, sorry, enables music streaming from Tidal and Tuning, which is the radio. It supports Tidal Masters, which is a high-res streaming audio service. It's got Bluetooth, so you connect it to your phone. 192 kHz and 32-bit upsampling mode, which enhances lower audio resolution files, also lower resolution audio files, and I've got that set to on all the time. 16 gigs memory, and it's expandable up to 416 gigs. But I'm sure somebody said that's one. Well, how much is that? That's 200. That's 200 gigabyte cards. They're not 128. So okay, must have 200 gigabyte cards. Didn't know they came in that size. Okay, it supports DSD, 5.6 megs. 2.8 megahertz. It doesn't go up to the 11.2, so that's the only thing it doesn't do. It also covers DST, IFF, FLAC, ALAC, WAV, AIF, AIFF. Maximum is 192 to 32-bit, AAC and MP3, and there's a ton of load more. Go on to Onkyo's website if you are interested. Alrighty then, what does it sound like? It's nice and open, nice and airy. As I said, I thought it sounded okay with my little Samsung not earbuds. They are in-ear headphones. I've not got them to hand, but they look, they look like those kind of headphones. I generally listen to it with my over-the-ear Vertu headphones, which are really, really good headphones. But in the weather that we've been having in England lately, it's been rather warm. So I need to get some decent ones. So I got these Sound Magic ones. I've done a review on those, so I'm not going to go into them. And the difference between these and the Samsung ones is by far and away astonishing. Cases for these, while we wait for it to boot up, are stupidly priced, and they're pathetically thin, and they look like a bit of plastic cardboard. I am going to do a separate review on them, but I have recently made, which I will show you on another video, a template to make a case out of leather myself. Basically, I've made it with all the cutouts, screen, volume control, lock button, everything. Basically, all the cutouts are on there, and I've got a template of this, which I'm going to then make one out of leather, hopefully, and we can all laugh at the results. In the meantime, because the cases on these, the cheapest you'll find is about 50 quid, and they go anything up to 100. It's the same case, and it's a cheap, horrible, really thin plastic. If you drop the phone, the DAP, it's not going to afford any protection whatsoever. It's still going to dent the corner. There's a chance you'll still crack the screen or even break it, so I'm going to make one out of leather. I've just ordered some leather offcuts. Whilst I'm waiting for them though, I've been using this, which cost a £5 from a shop down in Perranporth. Just unplug it for a moment. That just goes in there nicely, zips up, and in this part I keep the Sound Magic headphones, and that costs £5. Now the only problem with it is, with these Sound Magic headphones, you have got a 60-degree angle on there, and when the headphone is plugged in, you can't actually zip it up, which is a bit of a ball bag. Which is why I thought, you know what, I'm going to make my own. I'm also ordered another hard case, which is going to be a little bigger, which should then fit in. So, don't waste your money. Wait till I've done the video, and you'll see what the quality is going to be like. Laughable, probably, on the case that I've made. So, a quick skim through the... There you go. Okay, so hopefully a quick skim through the controls, but the problem is, it might not show up. And I'm not going to be able to tell if it does or not, so I will do a separate video from a different angle showing you the screen. Speak to you in a minute. Right, okay folks, and we are back. Still got it plugged into the power bank just so that the power doesn't go off. So I'm trying to do this upside down, so it might take a while. Okay, so the first screen is library online. I've not linked to currently the Wi-Fi because there's no point me going into TuneIn, Deezer. It's got Deezer on there, yeah. I thought Code was, but it's Deezer and Tidal because I'm not subscribed to any of those anyway. So we'll go back out of that. Can't remember how. There you go, from the bottom there. Get back to the main menu at some point. Okay, so you've got library, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. I'm currently linked into my Huawei phone. Settings, line out, and the line out is if you're going to plug the 3.5mm into an amp, for example, or another, maybe another, yeah, an amp. Pretty much anything out, pretty much that's it. And it will raise the volume up to maximum. So you can't use the volume here, and you use the volume on the amp. I've tried plugging it directly into a couple of Bluetooth speakers. One of them was just a cheap little Anchor square box thing, and it didn't work particularly well. This was on full volume, and it for some reason it set the Anchor on full volume and you couldn't adjust it, so it was a bit distorted. However, I've got a Klipsch little speaker as well. I've done a review somewhere. And it works perfectly on that. So rather than having streaming it, Bluetoothing it to the speaker, you can go directly from the 3.5mm out on there. Balanced, that's if you're using your 2.5mm headphones, and equalizer. And the equalizer, you've got various audio adjusts on there. I can't really read them upside down, unfortunately. Custom sound. Turn that on, you can change the equalizer. You've got a variety of your own equalizers, flat, pop, jazz. Hopefully you can see that. You have got custom, so click into custom and you can mess about quite a lot with all of the, you know, the bass, the treble, mid-range, all that kind of stuff. Some nice and easy to understand. Change your lower bass, mid bass, very easy to understand. I don't want to change any of them, so I'm going to cancel that and discard it. So bear in mind I am reading upside down, so there's back, there's back. And if you ever get, and then you've got bass enhancer. Again, I don't put the bass enhancer on because I don't want it to enhance bass. Upscaling mode, 96 to 88. You have got 192 to 176, I think that says. I personally couldn't tell the difference between the two. There is a slight difference between one of them and off, so I'll put it to the first one because I think it takes a little bit more battery power. And I've also gone 32-bit on all the time because it does improve the sound quality. And you've got a digital filter now, sharp, slow, or short. As far as I'm aware, you can't actually turn that off. So you just select which one you prefer, and I prefer the short one. It does give slight differences in sound. You'd have to listen to them yourself to see which one you preferred. One kind of brings the mid-range up a little bit more. One is makes it a little bit softer, and one makes it a little bit more bassy, but not a great deal. There's not much difference between them, but out of the three, I could tell a difference once I'd got those headphones on. You can set a screen lock on there as well, so every time the screen goes off, when it turns on, you punch in a 4-number code. But it kept pissing me off because the screen goes off after 30 seconds, and I'm not sure if you can adjust it. I haven't found out how to adjust it yet. So that's that. The settings, loads of settings on there. Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, obviously brightness. I've got it to full brightness. Again, I might be able to save battery if it was lower, but it's not a great screen anyway, so this brightness does need to be on maximum. Balanced outputs, I haven't used it. Line out mode, that's if you're using line out rather than the headphones, and it does tell you, caution, when it's turning it on, it tells you that the headphones are going to be turned on completely. So I don't want that. Go back from there. And audio, there's lots on here. You can put a gain limiter on. I've got it on the maximum, which is 60. Oh yeah, the gain, you've got, depending on what headphones you've got, high, medium, low. Big headphones, you'd put it on high. In ears, you put it on between low and medium. I've got it on medium, just because. USB audio, that's for the DSD setting, which I haven't got anything I can plug into, so I'm not going to use that. And replay gain, that is if you have got music software that is encoded for that, and it will ensure that the music, if you've got one song which is recorded at a higher level than another, it'll go whoa really loud, like bloody adverts on YouTube. You know, the advert comes on, Wah! So you have to turn the TV down, and then when the actual thing, the video comes on you want to watch, you've got to turn the TV back up because it's gone quieter. So that's what the replay gain is for. You can change your physical buttons if you want. SD card, you can unmount your SD cards or format them, which I don't want to do. Music library sync, can't remember. Auto sync, yeah, I've got that on. I think it just reads what's on the memory card, and there's other stuff on there as well. Power management, I don't know what that is. Well, you can read on there. I can't read upside down, so I've not played with every single thing on this as yet. It's all about the, oh, there you go, the passcode. I've turned it off. Language, you've turned up languages in. So what's power management? Oh, 30 display. Oh, okay, 30 seconds. You can turn it off. The maximum you can have, I'm going to change that then to 1 minute. I didn't even know that was on there. So that turns off the display after a minute. Auto power off. That'll turn it off. And then display, the hell does that say? Onkyo DP controller. Yeah, I've got that plugged in because I've got it attached to my Huawei phone. That's about it for now. Okay, so to end with, what does it sound like? That's pretty much covered everything on there. Very, very good indeed. Comparing it to my phones, for example, very open, very airy, very good for the mid-range particularly. It will hit you with plenty of bass if you've got earphones plugged in which are bassy. As I say, the Virtu ones are a little bit bass heavy sometimes, so it will play any style of music that you want with very good clarity indeed. So highly, highly recommended. The problem is I have looked on eBay while I was messing about adjusting things with the video and adjusting where I'm sitting and stuff, and it doesn't appear that the company I bought these from has got any left. So you're talking 200 quid for a refurbished one or used one, or about £300. I think 280, well, 280, £300 for a new one. You might get one for about 250. Is that still good value? Well, you'd have to think about that for yourself. I think it's excellent value for 190, so I would still say for 250 it's still very good value. Has anything come out over the last couple of years in the music industry which has improved the sound quality of this for the same kind of price? Well, nothing that I'm aware of. I follow a few people on YouTube that do the techie stuff. I'm not much of a tech head myself, but it doesn't appear that really that things have changed much over the last couple of years. In fact, probably the last 10 years, you just get different brands coming along that put, you know, a different type of DAC in, for example. So that's about it, guys. Highly recommended if you can get your hands on one, particularly for 189 quid or 190 pounds, 190 pounds, whatever it was, 189.99. Highly recommended. If you can pick one up brand new for under 250, I would still say it's highly recommended. I know the FIO ones tend to dominate the range of these kind of machines now, but if you get a chance, I'm sure you can go into a shop and listen to one or two at a time, and I can guarantee you'd probably hear virtually no difference between this and one that's priced at 500 quid, 600 quid. Okie doke peeps, okie doke peeps. That is the massive unboxing and fairly long-winded review for the Onkyo DP-S1. A highly recommended product in my opinion. Hope that helps people for 2019. If you were thinking of a DAP, definitely consider this one if you've got around 200 moolahs to spend, pounds. In fact, I was about to say if you've got 200 euros, but the way the pound's going, you'd only need about 180 euros to afford one if there was 200 pounds. Okay, peeps, that's it. That's all I got for you. Bit long-winded, so apologies for that. But if you enjoyed it, then do what you want. Do a thumbs up, do a thumbs down. Doesn't really bother me. My channel is not monetized. Take it easy, peeps. Thank you all for watching. See you all next time, probably with the crafting of the case. And we can all have a good laugh at that one. Cheers for now.